All right, guys, I think we are live. Let's see here. Hopefully we are. Gonna start by hopping over to YouTube. Yes, I was checking out the Ravens score. Go. Hey, the one, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Gary H, nice to have you here as well. We're going to post the link here into the live stream section. There we go. All right, so we got that up and running. There is a gameplay trailer of Vex. We're going to see if we can check that out real quick. Oh, nope, we're getting a little error on that. That's okay. Let's go to, I think it should be on YouTube, so we'll just pull it up here. Hey, Gujo, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Let's see, Hero Wars Vex should pop up for us here.
As the night falls upon Dominion, unexpected allies rise from hallowed grounds.
All right, so here we go. We got Vex already popping up. Looks kind of like Gligar, if anyone plays Pokemon. Kind of looks like a white, skull version of Gligar. Gligar is that, what Pokemon is that? Let's see, Gligar. Yeah, it kind of looks like this pink guy here, purple guy, more purple than pink. Oh, it's kind of a cross, right? But basically, it kind of looks like a skeleton version of this guy here. Right? I'm not wrong. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bottom, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bottom. It's similar. I'm not going to say it's completely different. It's pretty similar, I think. Anyway, we got a Gligar look-alike here that's just skull and bones, right? With what looks to be like a scythe, right? And obviously a little hollow, like, flame, if you will. We're going to keep going.
Meet Vex, your very own Grim Reaper who will help your foes meet their foretold demise. Vex is a familiar who favors those that deal massive physical damage.
So no Nebula listed here, but we do have Artemis, Dark Star, Jew, Daredevil, Elmir, Fox, Astrid and Lucas, Kira, Ginger, and Kark. So Kark, okay, we love that. Vex is a familiar who favors heroes who deal massive physical damage from afar. Okay.
From afar. With every auto attack, the hero under his patronage will leave a stack of deep wounds on their target. Each stack amplifies the incoming physical damage, making your enemy an easy prey. Green passive ability allows Vex to call the weak from the battlefield. The familiar curses the enemy with the least HP, making them take additional pure damage from basic attacks that hit them and other enemies. There's no sense in fighting the inevitability of death. Sometimes the grim fate of your enemies needs to be rushed, and this is where Vex's ultimate ability comes into play. Upon activation, the noxious cloud embraces the enemy team, dealing physical damage over time and lowering their armor with each tick.
Oof.
When combined with other tricks from Vex's arsenal, this is a perfect moment for a slaughter. Black disguise with arrows, unleash the fury of your guns, and watch your enemies succumb to the Grim Reaper, one by one.
Okay, so this is obviously going to be great for Kira players. I think it'll be okay for Kark players, but I think this is going to be a huge advantage to Kira players. Who else we got in this list? Let's see. If Yasmin was on here, this would be unreal. I really like this idea, actually. I just think that there's other hero or other pets that might be a little bit more beneficial early on, but woo, I kind of like that. Vex is going to be kind of solid here. I'm expecting some nice things here. I do think if you have Kark or Kira, you probably have your best option in terms of offense, but Jew obviously will have some value as well, potentially when you're battling even Osh, right? So I like this new pet. I'm going to be probably working on him. I think with Kark, Kira, and specifically Jew, maybe even Daredevil, I think those are probably your top 4 bets in usage. Ginger is a backup option maybe, but I don't really see some of these others being like key offensive threats, but could be good defensive threats. I could see Ash and Lucas being useful in non-player versus player situations based off of this, right? Just where you have Lucas kind of dealing all that damage with the claws. But I do kind of like it. I like the preview. That's intriguing. I think if you are a player who uses Kira, obviously with this new upgrade, that'll be very, very beneficial. But I think Kark users can benefit from this as well. So it kind of seems to be somewhat helpful there. And I do think that obviously, you know, someone mentioned here, I'm happy it will help my Jew, Tanya. Yeah, no, I think that will actually be a helpful thing as well, especially against bosses. But I also think Osh in particular, and I could see it being very beneficial down the line for Jew as well. The key problem with Jew, though, is obviously he can be semi-countered by Martha, right? But I will say still a very, you know, very useful effect, I think. So something worth noting for sure. Okay, we got John Jensen in the house. Hello, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining today's Sunday shorter stream. We also got Tanya here. Hey, Tanya, you've been a member 2 years and 5 days. Congratulations, and thank you so much for your continued support. I love having y'all here. And we've also got Jimmy, yo to you as well. Thank you for joining the live stream. Salvador Blasco Perez, hello, nice to have you here on today's stream. Marika Juan, hello. Yes, it will help Jew for sure, no doubt about that. I also do believe Kark will benefit, but I think of this, Kira will benefit the most. Right now, there does seem to be a little bit more of a focus on Kira because she is getting that Ascension upgrade, but I think this is gonna be phenomenal for her. She has that Blade Whirlwind that can kind of attack all enemies. So I think that's something that's key there. I also do really actually like this new pet for Kark. I think what's going to happen for me personally, based on what I'm seeing here, I'm looking at something that looks like this. I'm probably going to try to finish off my current pet that I'm working on, which is Axel. And once I'm done with Axel, I actually think I might jump straight to Vex if I can, right? So Axel for me needs just a little bit more of some charge here with these Chaos Particles. About, I think, 5 more levels, give or take, 5 more levels. Then we'll have Axel maxed out. And once that happens, I'm going to just start trying to prepare for this upcoming Vex. Not a Vex. Yeah, it's a Vex event. This Vex event. I'm going to try to prepare for that and just be ready, right? So I'm going to see what I can do to maybe try to finish off the Chaos Particles sooner rather than later. Let's see. Got some gold today. Got some skin stones as well. Do eventually need to summon that armor for Nebula. Not a huge rush for me right now. I will claim my portal charge. Pet summoning, I think we're short from the 10. We're probably at like 6 or 7, give or take. So let's see. Needs resources for upgrading your pets. We'll hold off. Usually those are pet soul stones. Okay, we got some gold there. Some more gold, nice. Get some seals. Can trade those in. Okay, 16 more of these. I will be holding on to those Heidi dolls. I think they're going to be useful down the line. I just don't want to use them just yet. I think there is some better usage for them in a different event, so hold on to those. Okay, we're going to finish off opening up these Ancient Titan Artifact chests, though, because I'm going to need some gold, I foresee, in this particular stream. We're going to go ahead and keep going here. Couple more. Nice. All right, so other than that, obviously we have this little event going on here. Got some energy we can claim if we need to, but I really want to try to pick up some more Chaos Particles. And to do so, one way is to get that pet summoning down to get 300 more. It's tempting. I'm trying to figure out how many of those eggs I currently have. I think I got 7. Okay, so I got 7 eggs. Let's see, how can we get some more pet eggs is what I'm thinking. Other than just going straight through the portal charges, I can't think of a good way to get more pet summoning eggs other than simply just to do adventure, if I'm being completely honest. Might have to figure out a way to get an adventure going today. Let's claim these gifts, though, that we did get. Obviously, we got some platinum boxes as well. We got some Clash of Worlds trophies. I mean, we're getting a steady amount of Clash of Worlds trophies, but I will say that these take a while to finish off. Francis asks, did they mention the patronage stats, the blue level? I don't think they did, but they said it was going to mainly be for physical attackers who are long distance. So my assumption with that is some type of physical attack boost. Don't quote me on that. Obviously, we'll see what comes out of it. But I'm kind of excited to see what happens with this new pet for sure. John says only 3 heroes seem to be able to use that patron, Kira, Kark, and Ju. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a couple others as well, but I will say Kira, Kark, and Ju probably are the main focus of this particular pet. If you don't have those 3 readily available to you or plan on using them, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to upgrade this new pet Vex. I mean, as of right now. Rantop, hello. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. I'm going to claim some Crown of Lights as we are speaking as well. Merrick says, it's good pet for me. Sometime I have no pet to assign for Kira or Corvus. This is going to be great for Kira for sure. Then I can suit Albus for Corvus and the new pet for Kira. Yeah, I think that's a perfect game plan, Merrick. This is going to be great for those 3 heroes. In particular, obviously some others as well, but mainly I think most people of the heroes that are offered with that patronage, you got Kira, Kark, and Ju. Slam dunk options there. Hey, Anthony. So we talked a little bit, or we're talking about Vex, the new pet. Looks like he's going to be pretty useful when we're looking at Kark, and even more so with Kira. Ju will also have some benefits as well. I think Ju's probably the 3rd list on that tier because I know some people have him available, some people don't. But I think if you're kind of outside of those 3, you're not really looking to upgrade Vex too soon. Just doesn't make too much sense to do so. I think there's just other pets that are available that are better options right now if you don't have one of those top 3 heroes for the patronage purposes. But we didn't see like the exact stats that will be upgraded, but they did focus heavily on physical attackers that are going to be long range. So I'm assuming some kind of physical attack, maybe even armor penetration as a buff in terms of skills when ascertained together patronage wise. Incognito, hello, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Have any festival coins left? You can use get 30 eggs with 1 coin. I'll take a look. I'm not like crazy about using coins on things, but we'll take a look. Let's see, coins. I know I have Spooky Festival coins. I don't really want to use those. Summer Festival coins also seem to be a little too valuable in my opinion for something like this, because I can still get some pretty big rewards here if I'm being completely honest. But something to consider. I'm not gonna say completely no to that idea yet. I'm gonna hope that I can get it with the portal charge run. I'm gonna go ahead and join a level 130 and hope someone joins me here. Ooh, nice. This is actually one that's pretty doable, so I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Some of these paths, I mean, obviously they change day to day with level 130. Some of these paths are a lot more friendly than others. I will say that. And for me, this is a pretty easy path to remember because it's one that I do regularly with level 120. Is it level 120? It's level 120. But this one's pretty nice. I like this one. And I do like the Orion boss actually at the end. I think he's a little bit more friendly than some folks originally thought. But I think he's like one of the easier bosses to take down. All right, let's see. Hey, Blue Stripe, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. And thank you guys for hitting that like button. I see it and I appreciate it. Merrick says, my guild for the first time reached 7,500 points in the Clash of Worlds War. Very nice. That is definitely a good accolade and obviously kind of a good amount of points. These fights are really, really tough in Clash of Worlds with all the boosts. You know, it is what it is. So we will see. All right, we're going to go ahead and pick up the decrease magic defense as well. Let's see. Okay, so we went through there. We're going to go... Guess we'll take the middle path, right? It's supposed to be the hardest. I don't really believe it's the hardest, but we'll take it. It also allows me to get my path done out of the way, so whoever wants to join can easily do that. All right. Here we go. Nice little win there. Let's see. All right. Here is my strongest hero, 159k power. Still too low armor penetration against level 150 Osh. Fourth skill not working. I will say against certain bosses, boss types, certain skills don't work the same way, right? They are intended to be debuffed against bosses, which makes it much more difficult. So, Merrick, even if your skill is maxed out, there's a chance it won't work. Just like Kark's skills against Osh, right? Doesn't lift any boss fights. That just doesn't happen. That's a skill that gets negated. Hold on, we need to make sure we're focused here. Physical damage resist, we need to use a magic attack team. But because of these bosses, Hero Wars is purposely for some skills, right? You're not allowed to, what do you call it? Have a situation where certain skills work. Like, I think there's a rule as well where Osh, right, the main enemy, is unable to be paralyzed. Obviously, you can paralyze his minions, like those little orbs that float around, but you can't do anything in particular with some of those stuns and stuff. So if that's what you're looking at, it's not going to work ever. Merrick says, I always stack 200 eggs. It would be 2 less for 2 events in short period. Needed 150 eggs each. Yeah, I will say some of these events, you're needing a lot of items really quickly. Obviously, a Hero War is trying to incentivize spending. I'm not going to bite on that, though. But yeah, it definitely seems there are times when, you know, they're trying to use a lot of a certain resource in a very short period of time. Blue Stripe says, I have maxed Kira, but I guess the Ascension skills will make her fully maxed. Yeah, that is for sure. And obviously, this new pet as well, Vex, will come very, very helpful, I believe, with, what do you call it? With Vex's skills, right? So that Ascension skills for Vex, I believe, will put Kira in that next level tier. I really like that. Let's see, Blue Stripe. I haven't maxed Kira, but I guess the Ascension skills will... Yep, that's true. Good morning, Andro. Thank you for joining today's shorter live stream as we attempt to defeat this opponent here. We're having a little bit of trouble, but we should be okay, I hope. Able to take him down. Very nice. Let's see who else we got here. We got physical attack increase. Okay, so we can use our regularly scheduled team with double buffs. Really tough to beat double buffs, especially when you got a double buff on someone as lethal as Yasmin. We'll put Yasmin in the lineup. But yeah, so I will say overall, I'm excited to see what Vex brings. I actually really do like this comp for, you know, again, if you have the 3 specific heroes, I'm going to mention a couple times just because I know we got people trickling in and out. But obviously, if you're a Cure user, Vex I think is high priority. If you are a Kark or Ju user, I think he's a medium priority in terms of getting that pet Vex stronger relatively soon, right? Obviously, I think for me, Albus was my #1 priority. Now my #2 is Axel. But I think Vex actually might be my #3 priority coming up here pretty dang soon once he is released. My goal is to get Axel complete before then, but we will see how it all plays out. Merrick says, I know Ashe is immune to debuffs, but if Kira's armor penetration exits enemy armor, she does additional damage due to fourth skill. It remains a red pistol item and roll branch to develop. Okay, so yeah, if you are still working with some of those skills, that makes sense. I definitely could see that still being a factor. What do we got here? Tanya says undead teams. Yeah, undead teams will be looking pretty nice, I will say. I like Corvus as well. Corvus is I think a hero that will get some more usage overall. And I mean, with Kira, now that she could become undead, I think there's still some questions, right, with how she's going to exactly work in the scheme Hero Wars has with these Ascension skills. Kind of curious to see how they play out, but I do believe there is a lot of value there. It's just hard to know exactly how it's all going to perfectly play out, but I think once we sort the Ascension skills, we'll know exactly how good Kira is. But I do think undead teams, you know, there's a lot of good stuff there. A lot of good stuff. For instance, I plan on getting Vex to 4 stars, level 130 during the event, but I'm not sure what color rank I can achieve. Every other pet is at least violet and 5 stars, so Vex will be weaker for some time. Yeah, and the other thing too is like during these events, it's really hard to get any pet past level 3 or 4, like 3 star or 4 star, because you know, those 5 star, 6 star levels are kind of typically behind a paywall, in the sense that you really can't easily ascertain or get a maxed out pet just for free. So you do have to have spent on some emeralds or some other aspect to get your pet to 5 star, 6 star. So 4 star is a great goal. I think it's very realistic. Level 130 is probably realistic as well. But the color definitely is one of those tougher things. It depends on kind of luck, how many chaos particles you have, what items you have already, right, in terms of those gemstones that you can just plug in, right, without having to buy them using your chaos particles. So definitely, I totally get that. And I think I'm ideally in the same boat. I want at least a 3 star pet. If I can get him to blue, great. If I can get him beyond blue, fantastic. But it's fair, right? Once a new pet comes out, they typically don't drop in eggs for some time. So, you know, it's going to be tough to upgrade right away. But I do think that there is some value in upgrading those gemstones around your pet until you get them to essentially that, what do you call it? That 5 star, 6 star level. So I think there's a lot of value there. Tanya says she picked up a bunch of emeralds on the 5 times sale. That was the time to do it. If you're going to do it. So a very smart move there, Tanya. Very smart. And I like it. And Vex will be great. I do think Vex will be fantastic for those. Again, Kira, Kark, Ju. Obviously, if you have other heroes that are compatible, helpful. But not going to be a complete game changer as much as if you're having, I think, again, Kira, Kark, or Ju. But anyway, so we did our pathway here. We're kind of done on that adventure. Someone else has to do something there. Guild activity. All right, so enchanting a glyph. We are cruising here with Krista. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade this one a little bit here. Hopefully get to 42 or close to 42. That'll do. We got up to 41 there on the magic attack for Krista. So she's steadily getting better, which is kind of the whole goal. And we love that. Pet summoning. Don't quite have 10, so we'll hold off. But once I get 10, we will do the pet summoning with the eggs. Let's see, doing anything there? Not a whole lot to be done. We could go ahead and do some airship real quick. We're going to do airship. We're going to do, what else we got going on here? Let's see, you got airship. Got that fan for Satori, sure. Do we have anything with Chaos Cores? That is kind of what I'm looking for here, Wars. Do we have Chaos Cores as an expedition? Do we, please? There's some Chaos Cores. Love to see some more. Do you have more? Oof, nope, not there. Anything here? Nope. All right, so no more Chaos Cores for us today that are free, at least that I can easily get. There are some, but I don't have Valkyrie's Favor available. Not really using that right now. Okay, we got those running. Come back for the 15-minute one at a different time. Outland, we got it. We got to collect our Outland. We also have to make at least one attack in Arena Grand Arena, we always want our free emeralds, even if it's only a small amount of emeralds. Doesn't matter. We got to at least get a hit in to be able to claim. So let's see, 226. This looks like a pretty friendly matchup. We put in our own Helios. And I think we got a good chance here to win this matchup. Let's see. Sebastian will stop Vex. I don't know if Sebastian will stop Vex. My prediction is not right away. They might change that later, but I don't know about that one, Jimmy. I think personally he won't be able to completely block him out, but we will see how effective Vex is against it. I kind of don't think it's going to help enough. I think Sebastian will slow down Vex's ability to decrease defense, kind of like Jet's ability to do so. So I think that will slow down. But in terms of targeting and attacking the weakest opponent, there's nothing that can be done there on Sebastian's end. Rentop says, I think they put the pets in the Pet Soul Stone chest fairly soon. I saved a bunch of them from the Great Storms. Hopefully that is the case. We will see. Hey, Prax, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining our very short stream today. Appreciate you hopping in. Francis says, Thomas, Vex or Biscuit will be able to strip Ode to Serenity twice as fast. Merrick says, Biscuit, Patronage, easy strip, Sebastian, Aura. Even Leanna and Axel team Pet. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see what happens here, but I do think, obviously, okay, Sebastian will limit some aspects of Vex, but I still think Vex is strong enough with some other skills that he has that will still be very playable. Not going to be completely blocked out or canceled by Sebastian. I think he's still very playable, very useful. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at there. Let's see. Okay, so we did do our arena hit. We're going to do tower. We're going to check the merchant. Then we are going to get our picker wheel out and have some winners and let everyone have a great Sunday. So that is kind of the game plan here, unless something else comes up. Gary says, do you think it'll take 6 months to use Pet Soulstone boxes? I don't know. I think Hero Wars, based on what I'm seeing, there are 2 different types of chests. There are the old Pet Soulstone chests, and there's this kind of like newer thing where they're kind of trying to promote you have to get the newest Soulstone box with the pets in them. So I'm thinking that they won't put the new pet into the new Soulstone chests of these pets until we have our next Great Storm event. So I don't think it'll be 6 months, but I'm hoping it's not super long for Vex, right? So I'm thinking actually, I think a more realistic timeline is 3 months. I think that is probably more realistic to before we start seeing her in these Pet Soul Stone chests with the Great Storm event, which I think we'll see in 3 months. I don't think we'll see it too much sooner than that, but I do think in 3 months we'll see the Great Storm event, and we'll have chests with Vex available. But I don't know if it'll be a year. I think it might be a year before we see in the eggs themselves, Tanya. But I don't know if we'll see. I think we'll see him in the Pet Soulstone chests sooner than that. At least I hope so. But I think that's probably more realistic on Hero Wars end as well, right? You give heroes or players who are willing to spend on Vex 3 months advance, and after that, right, you put him in the chest. You make him kind of up for grabs at that point, and if people want to spend in the chest to get him, they'll do so in the Great Storm event. It's a win-win for Hero Wars. I think that way. The eggs, it's going to take a while. They don't want to give it away for free. I do foresee that will be down the line. Kind of how I feel. Mary says, I got Ultimate Course a few days after you got added to eggs. Hope I have similar luck this time. That would be awesome. And that is really good luck, for sure. Oh, let's see. We got some big EXP potions. Dragon Shield we want. Arena. Not a whole lot of value here. I guess we'll pick up the Trickster's Canes, but I don't need it. But we will take it. Grand Arena. We did pick up most of those items the other day. Not a whole lot that I want there. Blade Bow. Not a popular item that you see. Soul Shop. Trade those in. Yeah, hold off. Friendship Shop. Not a whole lot to pick up here either. We did kind of do a good job picking out items the other day, so we're going to be chill there. We do need to upgrade a hero's skills. So let's see. We got Iris complete. Chaba's done. Satori's done. Judge? Nope. Ching Mao. Dog Dante, Daredevil, Galahad. Come on now, we need a hero. Don't really want to upgrade Kayla yet. Do I have someone else I can use? Elmir, Heidi maybe? Heidi, there we go. So we'll do Heidi, level up that, these couple these skills, excuse me. Get that going there. We do need a level up an artifact here to get a key. And with this, after we get this done here, we will be able to go straight into the picker wheel. So if you are not on the picker wheel, let me know and we can add you. I did go off of the Discord list, right? So that is how we went off of the list that we created or compiled for today. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close down that. We're gonna open up Safari here for our picker wheel and we will let things going. Great Storm will be in November, correct? I believe so. I'm not 100% sure though. I think there's been some movement on that. Hopefully we get it. I mean, if we get it in a month, I'll be happy with that. But I don't know if we will see it that soon. Merrick says pets are soon introduced to pet soulstone boxes. I agree, but I do think that Hero Wars is making some changes on how those pets are being introduced in these soulstone boxes. We'll see though. Hopefully it's not, and hopefully they just get added. But I could foresee that they kind of do something similar with what they've been doing with the Hero Soulstone. They haven't to this point, but that doesn't mean they won't. Sunday Facebook will open that up, but I think we got a couple folks here who might need to be added to the list. I'll let you guys take a few seconds to look at this. We got a few minutes to look at it. We got Randy, Andro, HG Dragon, Anthony Smith, Viking, Abbott Slayer, Koki, Prax, Cobra, Andro, Johnny J, HD Dragon, and Choose. I got HD Dragon on here twice. Whoopsie daisy. That's why we check it. Let's see. Choose, Andro, Johnny J. Andrew's on here twice as well. And that's also because I updated the list prior ones. Let's see. All right. So this is the Facebook wheel. So don't freak out if you're not on this wheel. Don't worry about it. Because we also have the web wheel. So I'll open up that as well. The web wheel is here. And I believe, let's see. Okay, we got to add Tanya. 338-01677. All right, and she's got a bonus as well. We got to add her, and she's been on here for 2 years already now as a member, so she's got that bonus as well. Let's see, Anthony Smith, Mojo, Daddy Do, Harija. Let's see, we got Guzil, Traverser, Def1123, Boro, Riddler, Estavos, Rio, Frank Z, Andro, Johnny J, Maverick, P, Mildman TW, just double checking that there's no one double on there, Team Frank, Mr. Big. All right, so that's kind of what I got going on here. Gary H asking, which Asgard buff should I get, as well as the ones for 25 million gold? I would say the ones that are going to be the most beneficial, and I can go back. I'm going to do the picker wheel, and then we'll quickly look at that, Gary H. We will look at that, but it depends on kind of your team as well as who you anticipate having. We're going to go ahead and start with the Sunday Facebook spin after I save this list. We got to save this list. File, save as, save, replace. I'm going to open up the Sunday Facebook list first. Doesn't look like anyone's saying that they should be on the Facebook list, so we're going to go ahead and spin it here. Let's see who our first winner is, and after we have our web winner as well, we will look at that real quickly before we wrap up the stream. So, all right, let's see. First winner for today is going to be from Facebook. Good luck to everybody. Let's see who our first winner is, and it will be... It's going to be Prax. Congratulations, Prax. You are our lucky Facebook winner. We've also got one more here. We're going to have a web winner as well. Prax, feel free to let me know what you'd like, either on Discord or however you want to do it. We also got a web winner. So we're going to spin it real quick. We got Prax as our first winner. Let's see who our web winner is going to be today. It will be... Guzil is our web winner for today. Congratulations to Guzil and Prax. I will also go ahead and go back and quickly answer this question that Gary H had here regarding the buffs, looking at those really quick before we wrap up the stream. But yes, thank you guys for hitting that like button. Much appreciated and hanging out. We're going to go ahead and quickly look at this these Asgard buffs real quick before we wrap up. So real quickly, I'm going to open this guy up here and close Safari out while we're waiting. And I'm going to go up here, and I think it depends, right? I do think some of the buffs actually change week to week, not often, but very minorly. There's like one or two that kind of seem to, at least to me, to stand out a little bit more. Let me look here. We got the Merchant. So those are the 25 mil he's referring to in gold. I actually this time picked up Survivor's Willpower. I do like this one. It gives Vampirism to the entire team after the Nightmare or Inflicted Slumber are knocked out. But again, you need to assume that your team's going to survive to get this Vampirism aura. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Chosen by the stars, after a meteor shower, all healers gain a buff that increases all healing dealt by 100%. So this means you're going to use Martha, Dorian, or Thea as your healers in 3 of your teams. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You need to use at least those 3 on separate squads because you need healing for this particular skill to activate. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense because you need to have, at least in my opinion, of the 5 attacks you're doing, 3 of them to the boss need to be relevant to your particular upgrade. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Stellar Tank Resilience, tank heroes take 15% less damage. I think this is a great skill that you should be having almost every single time, buff-wise, giving you 15% less damage for your tanks. Unless your team's just super weak and it doesn't matter. I think that's a great one. Immortal Hero. Now, this one is mainly for Ju and keeping him alive a little bit longer. I love this one. I like it for Ju because Ju does the most damage. So in that respect, he's my MVP. Need to keep an Immortal Hero buff available to him. Gains immortality for 12 seconds while taking damage because he's really the only attacker that is usually going for me there. Grove Keepers, unless you're using Grove Keepers and that's like one of your main teams, not a recommended pickup. Same with the Engineers. Dreamer's Retaliation. All heroes on the team deal an extra bonus to each nightmare on the battlefield. I actually think that this skill is not bad. And if you have more bonus Valor emblems, this might not be a bad choice. Nightmares Energy. I don't love this one. It does generate more energy, but this, again, assumes that you're going to be surviving on the field for a long time. Marksman Opportunity, for me, makes sense, but again, you need to have a marksman to do this. Ju, right? Again, this is going to be the main 3. Ju, Kira, Kark. Otherwise, you really don't need this particular skill. Doesn't do a whole lot for you otherwise. Healing Converter, again, this is great for healing-related teams. Wakeful Undead. This is going to be great if you're a Kira user or an Undead squad, but again, it's only going to be useful for one team because you need at least 3 undeads for this skill to really take off. Astral Shield, this one not bad. I think that there's better skills available, but it does work when there's more than 3 defense spheres. But basically, if you need this skill, you're kind of already dead. Unfortunately, Mage's Vigilance, again, you need to have mages here. I don't love this skill. I think it's overrated. Sphere Energy Unleashed. I do like this one. Destroying a defense sphere grants extra energy to the hero that deals the final hit. You're hoping that Ju gets this one or Isaac, and that skill could be useful for sure as a cheaper option. Obviously, I didn't do all my Valor hits, otherwise I would have gotten it. Insomnia, a single use of inflicted slumber or nightmare visions. Can't unleash more than 4 nightmares. I do like this one, but if you're going to use this one, then it kind of takes off the point of using Nightmare's energy. So it kind of depends. You don't want to stack this with something that is dependent on you taking down a bunch of slumber or nightmare visions. So that's a really quick rundown. I think you'll obviously, some people are saying it's not a huge thing. And Sojongs, I will add you. Let me know if you're on Facebook or web. We'll add you in the future for sure. But I will say the last point I'm going to make here on this is that the buffs do matter mainly for maxed out squads. So if your team's not maxed out, some of these buffs really do negligible damage, or if you're a red team, right, pretty solid. But other than that, it's a little questionable, being completely honest. All right, so with that, we will wrap up today's stream. I can also do a more in-depth on some of those buffs as well down the line. But with that, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this live stream. Congrats to our 2 winners today. We're going to have 2 more winners on Saturday next week and 2 more winners on Sunday as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this shortened stream, and we will see you next weekend. Have a great one, everyone. Thank you so much.